Hello and welcome to week 4 of October 2024 Coffee and Card, and this month we're using the sophisticated Sled bundle, and today I'm doing one of my most favourite layouts. I love these because they're so simple and you can mass produce loads of cards and you can do as many layers as you want. So sometimes I'll just do designer series paper straight on, sometimes I'll put a mat of card underneath, but I thought there's so much going on the front of this I didn't bother with that one. So I shall just show you what you have in your pack. I have a spare bird. Right, so this is a 13.5cm square blank, and I use these because I can get envelopes for them, and I love a square card. So it is 27cm by 13.5, and you score at 35.5, so in thick basic white. So there's your card base and your nice square envelope. So the envelopes I get are 14cm, so they just fit nicely. Okay, I've cut you out a sentiment piece. This is from Enduring Beauty, and that's a stamp masks and die set, which I think we've done a coffee and card on, so some of you may already have this. Okay, and then I've got a piece of basic white for all your stamping, and then this piece is 12.5cm square, so I've just gone a centimetre smaller. Usually I work in sort of centimetres or half centimetres, so if I was going to put a piece of card behind this, I would have done the card at 12.5 and then the paper at 12, so that you've got the two levels of border. Okay, so, and this is from Seasons of Green and Gold, and while it seems a shame to cover this up with all the other stuff we're putting on, I think it would be too busy. This would do. To be fair, just that and a sentiment would do. It would be a beautiful card. Right, anyway, so I've already done my die cutting and colouring on these because it took ages. So if you want to go away and do your die cutting or your stamping, colouring and die cutting, feel free. So I have cut, and just to show it does all fit on here. So I think I did that there, your swag here, and then your little birdie, which is, I am reliably informed, a cardinal, which is an American bird, and I just popped her up there, or him up there. Probably a him, isn't it, if it's brightly coloured. So you can just stamp those, and I've stamped this time in Memento Black, so you can either use water-based felt tips or alcohol blends to colour in, and I have used Poppy Parade, Old Olive, and the dark and light of Old Olive. Might have used a little bit of Mossy Meadow as well, but those two colours, Old Olive and Mossy Meadows, it's almost like having 4 blends the same colour because they're the same hue but different depths. So right, okay, so really simple to put together this, particularly when you've already done all your die cutting. I will stamp my sentiment first before we do anything else. So I am stamping it in Old Olive, but again, this is the Old Olive, but that is Mossy Meadow. So all you can go for, stick with the black would work too if you don't have these colours. And with the greens, you know, green is a very neutral colour, so you can pop anything with it. So if you want to colour your things, have a different highlight. And the other thing is, somebody pointed out to me that we think this might not, obviously it's not holly, but it might be mistletoe, so you could try just leaving the berries white and see how that looks. So, and I am just popping that down there. Hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. There we go. So put this on a bigger block than it needed, so I could see all the way around the edge when I'm centering on my ready cut piece. Obviously, if you do have the die, you could always just use a scrap of basic white and stamp and die cut afterwards, or stamp and then die cut. Right, okay, pop that away, and it is just a case of building the card now. So where's the glue? Lost my glue. Oh, there it is. Knew I had it a minute ago. So it does seem a shame to cover this up, but I really think it would be too much with all those details on. So, I'm on my 3rd pack of this. I have used it a lot in classes, and it is coming up in another class where I've got 12 people. So I am going through it quite quickly. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I actually run my classes in Sale in Cheshire, in my local church, and we do all sorts of classes, and there are details on my website, which is lindaspapercraft.co.uk, or you can drop me a message and I shall get back to you at Linda's Papercraft, or linda@lindaspapercraft.co.uk. So this is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so I stuck the sled on flat, but put the swag on dimensionals. So yeah, I knew I had a partial sheet. So just going to pop some dimensionals down the centre here. And pop that up. Now last week's card was double dimensional, so that would have needed large letter postage if you're posting in the UK. This one's only single, so you should be okay with just standard postage. Just a nice thin bead. It's a really good glue, this, so you don't need loads. In fact, you want to avoid loads because you don't want everything slipping around all over the place. Okay, so I am just popping that there. Let's get some dimensionals on here. Manhandling them. They do stick very well to the nail varnish. Okay, so that's going to go the right way up. I'm not going to stick it just yet. I'm just going to do the wreath as well. And I added the bird last. Pop the wreath on in that top left hand corner. I don't think there is a way up for this. And then add this so I can judge where I want it to keep the card balanced. So as I said before, this is week 4, but we're in a 5 Thursday month, so you have a bonus card next week rather. I'm just popping that down there, and then let's sit him on the wreath. And I thought, yeah, probably about there. So I'm just going to put a dot of glue on the back of him. You could put him on a dimensional as well, but then you would need to do the extra postage. Any tweezers? Yep, we have tweezers. Right. Oh. There we go. So I'm just going to sit him on the wreath. How cute is that? So it's a nice simple card. There's a little bit of work involved. But I think that's lovely and effective. If you want to add some gems, you could do. So hope you've enjoyed this. Take care, and I will see you next week. Bye.